Okay, we're up to turn 19. This will be the March 1915 turn, the last of the winter prep turns. We're going to see it open with the first bombardments on the Serbian front. This is just northeast of Belgrade. We're going to try and get into a little better position before the actual attack on Belgrade itself. The Germans are under the command of von Kluck, who has the most experience of all my headquarter units for the Germans. He accrued quite a bit during the invasion of France. So it's a pretty good start for the invasion of Serbia. Serbia really doesn't have a chance to survive this assault with this type of firepower rained up against it, but they're going to at least try and hold line for as long as possible. Perhaps do a delayed defense throughout much of 1915. And here we have East Prussia. Hindenburg is on the move again. He's going to start trying to drive the Russians out of Prussia for good. The Germans are moving up under the cover of rain, which will help keep the Russians from being able to get any kind of real good counterattack. Hindenburg has such a good leader rating that usually the Russians can't counterattack very effectively against him, at least not while they're in good supply. Here the Austrians are counterattacking, trying to push the Russians back. The Russians are a little bit overextended. You can see the Austrians once again seem to be forming a pretty decent defense. You can also see that the Russians are starting to entrench now, so their trench levels are starting to build up some. Back on the Mid-Eastern front with the Turks. Caucasus front. Back on the Western front, just a little bit of rearranging going on. Primarily what I'm trying to do here is make sure any elite units for the Germans are able to get elite reinforcements. Trying to keep elite reinforcements with 11 or 12 strength is usually a good strategy for Germany. Those can be very helpful later on in the war. Kind of represent what stormtroopers would be in the later stages of. But to do that, you have to keep them safe and out of harm's way. Here we had a submarine got picked up and noticed trying to sneak by. Germans will have to really look for a different approach. To get those submarines back out and out in the wide open in the Atlantic. That wraps up our replay. We should start seeing some more full-scale offensives starting up soon with the spring season coming up. Good bit of action. 1915 is going to show up on the Eastern Front. So we see a South Serbian corps was destroyed. Italy is once again pushing up. It's up to 55%. So it's only a matter of time now before Italy joins. You'll see that the Great Britain is starting to raid some of the German convoys with submarines. So here we have a decision to make. Do we want to provide some artillery in Egypt to the Mideastern front? I'm going to say yes to this. That artillery will help break that front that we see forming up near Jerusalem. We're also asked if we want to create a heavy artillery unit for Russia in the Caucasus. I'm going to say yes to this. I'm actually not going to keep that artillery unit there in the Caucasus because we're not going to be launching any kind of offensive. But I'm going to get it created for a cheap price and then railroad it out. We'll see. We've got some artillery coming in for the UK as well. You'll notice that with France, I've now put some chits into heavy artillery. With Great Britain, I've got heavy artillery maxed out for research, and I'm also working on gas shell production. Very important that we get these heavy artilleries upgraded to level 1 so that we can start launching some offensives as early as possible against Germany and hopefully relieve any pressure that Russia may see. But we'll see how that pans out. Well, that should wrap up this update, and stay tuned for the next one.